Welcome to part 3 of this 6.4 Hemi swap and 8-speed transmission. So I got a whole bunch of parts in, and I'm just going to kind of go over what I've got for this swap. Maybe different from what you're looking at, or you may just be watching because you want to watch, whatever. These motor mounts here, these are just old Mopar motor mounts. This will go on for the K member that's in the car now. These brackets is this is what's going to go and move the engine forward to keep it away from the firewall, so that you don't have to dent the firewall or anything for the transmission or for the engine. So going to transmission, you've got this hoop that's going to reinforce, and then you've got this you got the cross member, the mount, and then this adapter plate is actually this is specific for the 8-speed. So if you get the NAG 1, I think you can use a small block 727 also. All that stuff, I believe all this stuff stays the same. It's the adapter that's different. Then you got headers, which they made those to fit, so you don't have to dent them or modify anything. And I believe the starter is able to come in and out. Because on this car, this has got a 383 big block. If I want to pull the starter, I got to drop the headers out. The bad thing is the headers, one of the bolts goes into the water jacket, so I got to drain the coolant, drop the header out of the bottom, pull the starter. It's a whole old deal. Anyways, then we got the oil pan. It came with everything. It's the whole kit. Yeah, it's got everything in there. This is the transmission shifter. So those transmissions are electronic, and I'm going with Sound German Automotive. It needs to know what shifter I'm using. I got this out of a 2015 Durango, and there's where the plug goes. And you could use the car one, but I think the car one was a little bulkier, and it had the thing sticking up to where you had the little, I don't want to do all that. This is easier to build an easier console, in my opinion. I'm just gonna try to replace what I have in there now with this. In this box is the neutral cable. Because these are electric, if your battery dies, you can't do nothing. You can't put it in neutral. This cable will go somewhere. I haven't figured that out yet. You pull on it, and it pops that transmission in neutral and lets you roll it. My Dodge Ram, I had a 15 Dodge Ram that had it. All the cars, if it has the transmission, it's got that cable. 45 degree. This is going to replace, it's got a little oil cooler, or whatever you want to call it, heat exchanger. This is going to replace it, plus it's going to point it out. Might have to trim this depending on how the steering looks underneath the car. This just diverts the oil. I really don't care. And then we have the fuel sending unit. Now this is from Holley, and you don't need a return line for this. So I've got, and it goes in the factory tank. So this has got a nice newer tank, and I just pulled that one out, put this one in, and I have an electric pump. I just disconnect that, and I have 3/8 line that's already running up to the front. And then I have this is for the transmission. The back of the transmission, this is an adapter that you can put a drive shaft. You put a U-joint and have a drive shaft with the slip yoke in it. And then those are the bolts to bolt this onto, and I'll show you that in a minute. Computer for the engine. It came with the kit. And then there's all the wiring, the gas pedal, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll show you all the transmission adapter and some of the other stuff on the engine. Oh, exhaust. That's a whole 2.5-inch X pipe with mufflers, everything going out the back exhaust kit, because this exhaust on here is, I don't know what size it is, but it's small. I don't know if it was too small for that engine, but I don't think it was. Anyways, let's take a look. All right, so first is this. So we're going to do away with that. We're going to take this oil cooler off and do away with this. It comes with a smaller filter than that, I believe. But anyways, we're going to do away with all that. And then, of course, the oil pan will change. These headers, of course, these come off. Here's the end of the transmission. So you see this little adapter here. This will go in here, bolt on. And this is aluminum. It's all milled out of one piece. And then I'll have to get a drive shaft made, which I already knew I was going to have to do that. If we come on this side, so this right here is where that cable goes, right? The bracket comes up and it bolts into here, and the cable hooks on, and then it runs up to the bracket, and then it would run somewhere up under the dash on these cars, I think. I know on the truck it's somewhere in the kick panel. So when you need to put it in neutral, since this is an electric transmission, you'd pull that cable and it would pop this up, and then you could roll the car. Now, how to reset it, I have no idea. I have no clue. I have never had to do that, and I hope I never have to, but I think that's about it. We'll have to make some modifications on this transmission. We'll have to cut something off. You know, maybe some of this stuff. I don't know yet. I have to look at the directions, but let me see. Let me try to think of what else. I think that's pretty much it, besides transmission, computer and wiring, and you know what? This car had power steering, so that's I forgot that's something else I need to order, but I'm waiting on it, and they put it in the place of this pulley. And I think you have to get a larger belt. You have to measure for a larger belt. That's not a big deal. But yeah, power steering, and it should be it. But there'll be some miscellaneous stuff here and there. Anyways, hopefully I can get on this thing, start tearing the old motor and old trans out and cleaning it up, the engine bay a little bit. And yeah, we'll go from there.